Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Follow Your True Azimuth Micro Podcast. I'm Scott Graham, your host, and today we have Wanda Davis with us. You know, one of the things that often people ask me about their true azimuth is how do I know when I'm following it or I'm not following it? Your emotions are key to this process, and Wanda's story highlights that. Wanda's an educator, certified coach, and professional speaker and author from Head to Start in London, Ontario. Welcome to the show, Wanda.
Hi, Scott. I'm grateful to be here today, and I hope to be able to give some inspiration to your audience.
Wanda, tell us your true azimuth story.
There have been actually a few times that I feel I have struggled to follow my true azimuth. So, some examples would be quite often when I was in a job or career that perhaps I'd stayed in a little bit longer than maybe I should have, and looking for it was probably time to be able to move on to something else. So, an example of this would be when I was a research scientist at the university. I actually became a little bored of my job, even though it was a great job at the time. Other examples would have been when then after being a research scientist, I went back to school in order to become a teacher. So there have been times as being a teacher that I felt I wasn't necessarily serving my students to my best potential. So it was always changing different ways of helping students, which did definitely help me there. Now, usually the feelings I would get when I would, and it's taken me a long time to recognize this, that feelings of, first of all, it might be boredom or frustration or irritation or just not happy about the job that I was doing or the place where I was working at, that it was just time to move on. Now, the question always is, maybe there was something there in that job that I needed to learn in order to be able to help me along my path, my true path that I'm meant to be on. And that's kind of what the azimuth is about, from my perspective anyways. And then how did I figure out if I was on the right path to things? Usually it would take a time, where I would just breathe. I'd stop and breathe and, have that gut instinct of whether something was correct for me or not. So it was that combination of that gut instinct and that feeling of maybe joy kind of bubbling up to see if I was, on the right path of doing something I'm meant to do. So, different times where I have felt that would be perhaps when I first became a teacher, but then realizing I didn't like being a science teacher, but the idea that I liked being a learning support type of teacher where I could help the students one-on-one. That is what really lit me up and helped me find out that that was the way that I wanted to do. Or another example would be, I was on a different healing path. I was working with the gene keys, which is kind of a combination of human design, I Ching, and astrology. And on one of those, I just sat down and wrote a story, a little children's story, but realizing that this is a story I need to get out into the world. So yeah, again, even fear came up about being able to put that story out into the world because it is partly my story at the beginning. So, but with help, again, it was with coaching, with friends, family support. I was encouraged to actually put that book out because I think everybody realizes the potential of this book being able to help. So From Head to Heart has been born in a way with a lot of support from other people as well. So I followed my path of knowing that I needed to get that book out.
Thanks for being on the show today, Wanda.
Thank you for the privilege of being here today. If anybody wants to be able to contact or find out more information, especially about how to purchase your copy of From Head to Heart, check out my website, wandadavis.ca. So WANDADAVIS.ca. And you can find out information on how to buy your copy, as well as how to contact me about being a speaker for your group or organization. Thank you very much.